Hey guys! Well, I had to find a peace and quiet place, so I'm in the spare bedroom. The guys are watching football. Anyway, I'm going to tell you guys how to read a Zyto Balance report. I'm going to go over a report that I ran a scan just after dinner today, and we're going to go over my results, and I'm just going to talk out loud and explain it to you. That way, when you have your report, you will know how to understand the information that is in your report to help you make the decisions you need to make on the products for yourself and your goals, your health goals. So, here we go. Okay. When you do your scan, the first information that's going to show up is this is the number of biomarkers it tested. This is our range. We're going to need this number later on to compare things to. And I'm going to call that, it says 26.19. I'm going to call it 25 because that's easier for me to figure and use calculations with. Okay, biomarkers in range were 67. And out of range, we're 105. There's the little picture. Actually, the big picture. So, these here were the ones in range. These red ones are all out of range. And the goal is to get all those red ones into range. So, it's going to tell me the products for my overall bring my body into balance. So there's the original picture we start with. Okay, this right here, it's telling me the first product that it recommends is GLF essential oils. And I had 105 that were out of range. This GLF essential oil, it tells us that it would bring 55 of those 105, so it would bring them back into range. The next product, and there's a picture of the ones that it brings back into range. And you'll see this next picture, there's not as many that's out now. So with Stress Away essential oil, it would bring 16 of those 105 back into range. And see, we're getting more and more of those red dots that turning into green in range. Lime essential oil would bring 10 of those back into range. Journey On would bring 12 back into range. See, we've almost got all the dots. It says that Multi-Greens would bring 6 back into range. Sacred Frankincense would bring 3 back into range. Eucalyptus radiata would bring 1 back into range. And you can see over here, there's just 2 left out over there. Okay, Ningxia Nitro would bring 1 back into range. Okay, now we scroll on down, and all those products that it told us, those products are what it says would bring my body back into balance. Now, this number here is always interesting. Beside this GLF is this 163. My range was 25. So anything over 2 to 3 times your range, your body significantly needs. So that is what, 4, 5, 6 times my range? So that tells me my body could really benefit from that GLF. Now, on down in here, it gives us like an FDA compliant version of what this product does. This system here is a grade 2 medical device. And what I suggest for people to do when it pulls up something like this, instead of reading how it provides a pleasant aroma or whatever it says, I tell people to go back to their pocket reference or the reference book and read what that product really does. Okay, there's Stress Away. That 132, that number is really high compared to my range of 25. So my body could really benefit from Stress Away. And from Lime Essential Oil. And there's Journey On. Now, let me tell you a little history about why some of these may be coming up on me right now. We just got a foreign exchange student today, and we're really excited about it, but it's I don't know, there's lots of emotions, thinking, you know, what's going to happen, looking forward to things. And it's interesting that Gary Young formulated this oil blend of this Journey On. Isn't that pretty? For the World Peace Caravan. He was about to embark on a journey to unite others and bring peace to the world. And so now we have this essential oil. So I'm thinking with the things that are going on in our life right now, that makes total sense that it brought that oil up. And on some of the others up here, the lime and the GLF, we've been going to ball games and running around and eating a bunch of fast junk food type stuff, and that's probably why I need the GLF. Okay, multigreens, and there's the number by it. Okay, so you guys get the picture. I'm not going to show you every single one of these. But, so that was that part of the report. Now, we're going to get into the 4 core body systems: detoxification, gastrointestinal, hormonal and endocrine, and the immune system. And you can see, here's my range, that 26 point whatever, I'm calling it 25. Anything over this range is something we typically look into. It's hard to zoom in and zoom out here and let y'all see. Okay, so as far as ones that are out of range quite a bit, this one here is, and this one here is. This one here is out 63, and that one's out 100. Both of those are more than double my range. This 42, it's a little out of range, but it's not double my range. So, like, the ones that I'm really should be concerned about are these two. And these numbers here, positives and negatives, they do not matter in this report. It's just how far, it's an absolute number, how far away from 0. So, I'm just going to make a note here that I need to look at this hormonal and endocrine system and the immune system. And then I'm going to go on down here, and these are stressor virtual lifestyle areas, the stressor virtual items responses. And you can see this one, mental and emotional stress, and this one here is hydration. This one here is sleep. This one here, I told you that one, hydration. Okay, these here are not out too bad. It's mainly these 3. Okay, so there is a page for each one of these down here. So the detoxification, remember my detoxification seemed to be okay. So we're going to not look at this page. It was my hormonal and endocrine system. So I'm going past the gastrointestinal. There, hormonal and endocrine. That's the one that was out of range. So I'm going to look at this one. And these items, and you can see some, here's the line for my range. Some of these were way out and then not so much. But it will tell you things that are playing a part in your hormonal and endocrine system. And some of these you'll know, some of them you may not understand. This is where you play an active role in your health, and you can do some research on those items if you need more information. But right down here underneath, these are the top 5 products for my hormonal and endocrine system to help bring it to balance. And all these products have a number beside them. The higher the number, the more that product resonates with your body. If it's over 2 to 3 times your range, it's something that your body would significantly benefit from. So here's the list. So I'm going to show you what I do when I'm usually going over my own stuff for somebody else's. I usually, let's see, I usually make a list. Remember me saying those main pictures? Oh, that's not doing very good, is it? Okay. The hormonal and endocrine, immune, hydration, mental and emotional, and sleep. So I went through all the pages. These are the ones that were out of balance or out of range the most for me, over 2 times my range. So I made a list of them, and then I'm writing down the top 5 products that it suggests for each system. And what I'm doing there is, if a person could not afford to buy or doesn't want to buy, you know, the 10 products it recommends, sometimes it recommends 2, sometimes it's 5, sometimes it's 8, sometimes it's 10, I don't know, there may be 12. But some people may want to just focus on what's really the worst, or the worst things. So that's what we're doing here. We're the ones that were out of range the most, and then I'm listing the top 5 products for each, and then I'm looking for things that can, like if I see anything that overlaps. And this one, there wasn't a whole lot of overlapping, but on another one that I did a few weeks ago, this was probably a good example of overlapping. It was my gastrointestinal, diet, nutrition, hydration, and mental and emotional stress. So I wrote down the top products, and what I found was gratitude showed up here, gratitude showed up here, and it showed up here. And also the Sleek Essence, Allerzyme, and Essential Zymes 4 showed up under gastrointestinal and the diet nutrition. So if I wanted to just work on my main areas that were out of range, I could probably go with gratitude and one of these products, because gratitude covers 3 of these areas, and one of these products cover both these areas. So that might be a way that you want to narrow down and choose what products you want for that. Okay, so excuse me. So that's how you read this report here. And so let's scroll on through these. So you're not going to look at each and every one of them and think you need all those products. This is just if you happen to choose. Oh, and this is kind of cool. It also has your emotional stressors. I've got another report for that I'll show you too. But your emotions play such a huge role in your health. Okay, and sleep. This is kind of neat. For sleep, there's my top 5 products. And the number beside them, the higher the number, the more it'll help. Okay. Seems like I'm just repeating myself. Okay, services. Okay. And these are just things that I've programmed into this that I thought people might be interested in, like a foot bath, and there's the number beside it as to how much that service might benefit me. Ionic foot spa, emotional code, emotional freedom technique, and sunlight exposure. Alrighty. That's the end of that report. Let's look at our organs. Okay, here are my organs. And this is my range line. And it looks like adrenal glands are out. Did I mention we've been running around to ball games and we've got a whole lot of stuff going on and a foreign exchange student that we're so excited to have? Yeah, it's, but all of that put together, it affects your body. Okay, what's this one here? Pituitary gland. Seems like I always have problems with that. Stomach. And urinary bladder. I've been drinking a little too much pop with our running around. Seems like I get a drink with whatever meal I order. Okay, and you scroll on down. These were the top organs that were out of range for me. And down below here, like the adrenal glands, these are things that they tested for that correlates with the adrenal glands. These ones with the numbers like the C's and the T's and the L's, some of those are teeth and some of those are vertebrae. And like fear is an emotion. Well, and urinary bladder, fear and my adrenal glands are somehow connected. And the urinary bladder and the adrenal glands, testosterone and cortisol, all this stuff correlates. You're looking for patterns and looking for information from your body. And the same thing with the pituitary gland. A lot of these are teeth and vertebrae, grief, central nervous system, liver, small intestine, greed. Those are all playing a part in that. And same thing with the stomach and the thyroid and the urinary and the bladder. Okay, now let's go to the emotions. And a little bit of this is in the first report, but I like to send the second one. You can see all those. And I like to go down here because I like to see the top ones that are out of range. And then you can see what correlates with them. Complacency and the detoxification system and the liver seem to all be correlating. And fear, looky there, fear, urinary bladder and adrenal glands, there it is again. So you can just kind of see different things that are playing a role in your health. Okay, now we've got the hard part over. Now this is just, we're going to do all products. This is all products by DR. This particular report, positives and negatives do matter. And remember the very first products that they mentioned that I needed for overall balance? It was GLF and Stress Away and Lime and Journey On. Let's see, Multigreens and on and on. Ninja Nitro, I think, was the last one. That was the last one it mentioned. Well, sometimes when you get this report, you may not have the products you need. Say you have to go order them. But there may be something just a few steps down that that you do have. And the higher the number, the more that oil will benefit your body. So it's went through all of Young Living's products and went through your body and put a number beside each product as to how well that product will work for your body right now. So if the number is positive, that's good. But it's going to go on down to zeros. Like my body, if I was to do black pepper, that's a 0. It's like that's not, doesn't mean it's not going to work. It's just not exactly what my body needs right now. And these negative numbers, the same thing. So it just kind of takes a little bit of the guesswork out of it. And it's kind of neat to see what products you have that might benefit you now. And let's see, all products A to Z. There we go. Okay, this one here is the exact same report, except they put it in alphabetical order. So it starts with the A and goes on through. So if you're just thinking, I don't know, thinking you want to support your immune system just because it's that time of year, and say I wanted to see if thieves oil would be beneficial for me. Let's see. Thieves, right there. See, it's a negative 64.12. So that might not be the oil I want to use right now. I might want to go up and find Exodus 2 or Egyptian Gold or something like that and see if there's a positive number by it. So, I hope that explains a little bit about the reports and how to read them, how to use the information. It's not just a cut and dry, you gotta use this oil. It gives you options, and we know that so many of the oils you can use for multiple things. And you may not have what it recommends, but you may be able to look, you may be able to see other products that you have, or maybe it recommends something that's completely out of your budget. And so you can maybe use the second or third option. So there's lots of ways to use these numbers to reach your health goals. It's just once you understand what they are, it just makes it easier for you to make your decisions. So I hope that helped a little bit, and you guys, I hope you can read your results without any problems, and don't forget to use your oils, and I guess I better get off here, go see how the game's going. We'll talk to you later. Bye.